This question is for everyone. And Abby, I believe you're going to ask this question.
To Sat posed this question, how long were you mayor?
And so Senator Comitta, we'll start with you.
Thank you for that question. In the borough of Westchester, the mayor has a 4-year term. So if you are elected to mayor, you are elected to serve for 4 years. I served 7.25 years. So I served almost 2 full terms. But toward the end of my second term as mayor, I ran for Pennsylvania State House of Representatives and I won that seat. So when I won that seat, I then resigned as mayor of Westchester. And it's different in different boroughs, but and towns and cities. In Westchester, the mayor and borough council members can have term limits, we call that, 2 terms. So 2 4-year terms is how many years? How many years is that, Abby? 2 4-year terms.
2 4-year terms. So
2 times 4 is 8. Good job. And so a mayor of Westchester can serve a maximum of 2 terms or 8 years. And then you have to step aside and let somebody else run for mayor or borough council. Now, some towns do not have term limits. I think perhaps in Downingtown and Kennett Square, do you have term limits? You didn't have term limits, did you, Mayor Spencer and Mayor Maxwell?
Downtown does not have term limits.
And Josh, how long were you mayor?
I was mayor for 10 years to the day, and I resigned the day before I got sworn in as a county commissioner. So I got elected 3 terms and served for 10.
Excellent. Mr. Spencer.
Yes, in Kennett Square, there are no term limits. I served for 11 years and I chose not to run beyond that because another individual indicated an interest in running. He actually said to me that if I was going to run again, he would back away and not do it. And I said, by all means, have at it. Just because I think it's important that others have that opportunity. So it's nice to know that Westchester has built into its term limits that idea that you give someone else a chance. And the gentleman who became the mayor once I was done is currently the mayor. His name is Mayor Fedek. So no term limits in Kennett.
Interesting. Thank you.
thank you.
This question is for Commissioner Maxwell. A 3rd grader had a 2-part question. Did you like being a mayor, and was it cool being a mayor?
I loved being a mayor. It is fantastic. You get to help people every day. Folks are generally very nice to you. And you get to learn about the people in your community and what they need. And it is a great thing to be. You get to know exactly, kind of have a pulse for what's happening in your community, and you have a really good understanding what your neighbors are going through. And they have a certain amount of trust in you, an expectation that you're going to help them. I think that's a special bond. I think any mayor of what I call a small town in Chester County has that type of relationship with the community. And I'd say it's very special and something we all cherish.
Very good. Excellent. This question is for Mr. Spencer. Another General Wayne student wanted to know, what did you do to help the town or the city?
I don't know that I did anything specific. I mean, again, it wasn't about me. It was about us and still is about us. I guess the one thing that was important to me was to always show respect. That in Kennett Square, there is a significant population that is not English speaking. And there were times when that seemed to raise the ire of some Native Americans. And so it was important to engage in activities and to remind people of the importance that they treat each other with respect. I'm a firm believer, and I know this to be true, that we have more commonality than we do differences. And so when things seem to be folks got a little feisty about that, I'd remind them of the commonality, the things that we all shared, and to show respect. So no one special thing except that piece, and that is respectability.
Mhm. Thank you. Yes, that's obviously very important. That's how we can all get along. This question is for Senator Comitta, and Sophia, I think you're going to present that.
And this is our final question. Nora from Exton Elementary sent in the question. What did you enjoy most about being a mayor?
Oh. Thank you, Sophia, and thank you, Laura, for that wonderful question. I love the people that I was able to work with and meet and help other people together. I met so many people I would never have met if I wasn't mayor. And that was what I loved the most. And every person that I met, I learned something new. I learned something new about them. I learned something new about the community. And I found that I enjoyed my community even more with each person I met. So it was the people that I enjoyed the most. And that's still the same. And especially the students. That's my number one. You are my number one favorite part of being a mayor and now a senator, is spending time with students. Yeah.
Well, that wraps up our program. Thank you all so much for being here today. I just want to add that I have personal experience with all three boroughs. I work in Downingtown. I lived in Kennett Square, Mr. Spencer. I don't know if you knew that. And I've seen it grow over the past 20 some years and just become a very special place. And I'm very familiar with Westchester being the county seat and having my son go to camp there. And I can all say you did an amazing job. And I love Chester County, thanks to the leadership that you continue to bring to our county. So thank you, Abby and Sophia, so much for being here and helping me out. I really appreciate you taking time from, I know you have busy schedules too in your schoolwork, to help us educate other kids about Chester County. So thank you all very much. And that wraps up our program.
Thank you, Sophia. Thank you, Abby.
Thank you.
Thank you, Kathy.
Thank you.